Good morning, everybody. It's Kathy Haig here at the Magical Urban Vegetable Garden, and it is the time of year where I live, where I'm busy trying to get all my fruit trees pruned. I have like 13 different ones, various types of apple trees, a couple of cherry, all that. And I thought I would give you a few quick tips now on pruning older fruit trees. These ones, nobody knows for sure how old the remains of this old orchard is here on my property, but the average runs probably about 60 years old. So if you are looking at getting fruit trees, if you have fruit trees, maybe you have old fruit trees, here's a few of the tips I've learned over the years, and I'm going to show you here. Now I'm up in my old apple tree. Now these were old type apples where they let them grow like, 12, 15 feet high. I had to get an orchard ladder here so that I can actually get up into it for pruning. And what I've discovered over the years is that old fruit trees, especially these big old apple trees and such, they're crazy, all right? They put up shoots, and they are a symbol. I really think that, there's a reason they're a symbol of fertility and abundance in old myths and tales and all the old knowledge that we have coming down from us. And I'm going to switch this around here and show you. This old apple tree that I have is an old king apple tree, and if you don't know what that is, those are the ones that grow the big giant apples. Now this tree is old enough that it doesn't produce all giant apples. A lot of them are regular size, but some of them get really big, and cut one in quarters, and it's beautiful and sweet in the fall, and one will feed like 3 people, right? Now I'm just going to show you, because I've done about half this tree. I'm going to switch this around here, and you can see here I've pruned down to the old wood, because fruit trees in general produce fruit on the old wood. It needs to be 2 or 3 or 4 years old, depending on the type of tree. Now with apple trees, and I saw somebody posting this here a while back, they had gone and pruned everything back on their tree, and not realizing like these gnarled, old, dead looking things, especially in the spring, are what are called fruiting buds. Okay, this is where you can see here some of the buds starting to form. It's still freezing hard at night, so they haven't fully formed yet, but they will continue to swell, and in probably, I'm guessing, another month here or so, maybe a bit more depending on the weather, these will all burst into blossom. So all these, I don't know how well you can see with the background here, but all these old branches have fruiting buds. Now I'm going to show you over here the half of the tree that I haven't done, and this is what happens if you don't prune your tree for a year. Okay, the apple trees will just continue to send up shoots, and if I don't take care of it this year, it's going to be up into the power lines, and I'm going to be in trouble with all sorts of for all sorts of reasons. So I need to bring it down. Now the reason you want to, there's several reasons that you want to prune. Pruning puts the energy from all those crazy shoots, where it's just putting up all that greenness, into producing more fruit and just being healthier in general. Pruning, like if you can see here in the middle of the tree, I'm pruning out all these shoots because it gives it more circulation. And when these trees do produce fruit, the sun gets to all the fruit better, right? Helps it ripen up, and just in general helps keep diseases and things from happening with better circulation. Now all these, I didn't want to put my trees into complete shock, and so while I try to make sure that there's no crisscrossing branches. A lot of the pruning on these old trees, they do have drooping branches, even though they say that doesn't happen. You shouldn't do that. A lot of these produce fruit on the downswing, so I try to just make sure that they're not crossing with other branches, and I just let the old fruit buds continue to fruit. You don't want to cut off too much of any old wood in a year. I don't remember what the ratio is. If you really do need to start bringing your trees back into, you know, alignment because of neglect, I think it's like no more than 15 or 20% of old wood in a year at the very most that you want to do. So you kind of need to plan it out. Now, a lot of these new shoots that were happening here, were like those, I've trimmed off the smaller ones. The big ones I cut off because by next year, you can see some of those, they will thicken and swell, and you're actually going to have to get in there like with a saw or something to get them off. So the big ones I take off, and the smaller ones I just shorten up because I don't know if you can see there. All these little buds will produce leaves, and you do need to leave your tree some leaves. So next year, those will have swelled up, and I'll probably take most of them out, but there will be new green shoots. Don't worry. Apple trees in particular will always, always, always send up more shoots. Anyways, I've got to get back at it here, but I hope that kind of helps a little bit, especially if you have older apple trees. Or fruit trees in general. And if you're really not sure what what you're doing, especially with older trees, you know, maybe get a good arborist in for the first year to do the job properly, you know, kind of bring them back into shape and give you tips. And then it becomes much easier to maintain in the following years. So let me know if this helps. Let me know if there's questions that you have and that I missed below. I'd love to hear from you. Hey, Marshall, I can see you there. I don't, do you have any fruit trees? You know, you're welcome to post pictures of them or what it is that you're looking to do. Anyway, I'm going to get going just because there is a lot of fruit tree here to get at yet. And I wish you all a happy Tuesday. Bye for now.